Let's begin. We're live. Hi, guys. Here we are back again with the earwormer. Looking good. I don't remember where I was yesterday. Other than I had hit 12 and it was awesome. I should make sure. Bank of Victoria, the trading house, merit vendor. Got it. Cash in. C. Another player. See what I can do with my enhancements. I probably have a boatload of enhancements. Yeah, lots and lots. Oh, wow. Okay. We're going to sell anything, obviously, that we can't even use. It's too low level to give us an effect. Don't know where I got those. Pardon me, I'll be making little ding, ding, ding noises for a little bit here. Some of these are usable, but when I get one more level, they would instantly be unusable. There we go. That one would be usable. 5. Let's put it into metal blast. There. Oh, I can't use that anyway. Wrong origin. Let me move these into one. Why not move those? Oh, okay. You got to drag over. There we go. Got it figured out eventually. All right. Merit vendor. Studio 55 promoter. Good evening to whomever has joined me. Now let's see, where was I? Mission. I don't know. Provo Marchand. That's about it. Here we go. Euro City's become a rat's nest of crime over the past few weeks. I'm assigning you to work with Ray Kang, an interrogator who's working on a case that recently became one of TPN's top stories. Assist Kang in solving the case in a timely manner. Public opinion is showing signs of wavering, according to the latest data provided by Prater Toon. Interrogator Kang continues the responsibility storyline. I'm not interested in responsibility. It's not my thing, man. Ghouls overrun Imperial tunnels. Or Resistance storm local office. I don't want to go back in the underground again. It's just not my vibe. Oh, the transmuter. Yeah. I've got to try and find him. Where is he? There he is. And we'll find out what he's got for us. Earwormer, so good to see you. Really, it's a pleasure. I'm sure Mr. G has gone to great lengths to tell you about me, but it's only proper for me to introduce myself in person. Yes, you can call me the Transmuter, or Transmuter for short. I have to say, I've heard all about you ever since you put Reese in his place. Do you happen to know about the little rivalry Reese and I had? No. What was it? I'll tell you all about it. I used to be very high up there in Powers Division. Not just sitting behind a desk all day long. I was one of the very first top dogs, as Praetor White would say. I participated all the time in the induction ceremonies held in the Magisterium. Pardon me. I know you're very familiar with them. Well, I was fighting Reese when this scoundrel pulled a dirty trick and swept me off my feet. This wouldn't have been a problem, but he decided to play dirty and destroyed my precious medallion. This was the key to all my magical powers there. Without it, I could not wield any magic at all. You can imagine the horror. I assume you see now why I'd be willing to help you get top of Reese. Paints a clearer picture, that's for sure. Powers Division? Yes. We've been looking for a candidate to lead a group of Powers Division. Normally, excuse me, we allow the Powers Division to do whatever they want, but Praetor White wants to show Emperor Cole the true united might of the Powers Division. Who better to do that than you? I'm sure you'll be familiar with your team. They are Riptide, Zane, Arya, Stern, and Morant. All of them are eager to be working with you. When you're ready, come speak to me and we begin your operation in Imperial City. I'm ready to go right now. Oh, no, not the hiccups. Please, dear God, no. I hate the hiccups so much. Give me a sec. And I have difficulty getting rid of them. I'm trying to improv my cure, which is complicated, but complicated to describe, but simple to do. Basically amounts to getting your head pointing down and sipping quickly little sips of water with a lot of air. I think I've got it licked, guys. The hiccups shall not defeat the Earwormer. You know, Earwormer, I remember when I had my own squad of Powers Division. We were pretty famous. People would give us flowers when we walked down the street, cheer us on, when we fought off Hamadon's monsters. This was before those sonic fences were put in place, of course. It's good to see other people getting a chance to experience what I did. Anyway, let's get down to business. You may or may not be aware, but there's someone going around killing Powers Division members. Many of the deaths have been low profile. Deaths here of a man who has minor limitation powers, of course, a murder there of a woman who can teleport. Very minor in comparison to the powers I once had and the ones you currently possess. Now, however, the killings are starting to get more high profile. Yesterday, some known members of the Powers Division in Imperial City were found dead. The murderer planted a note on them that said, "Earwormer is next." I imagine this is something we should be proactive about. It was broadcast over TPN that the murderer is after you. Naturally, the people of Imperial are concerned. Naturally, well, let's get to work. Any leads? I've got a few. The PPD have been working to supply us with information, though it hasn't been the greatest. You know how it is with PPD. We're better than them because of our powers. They slack off while we do the real work. That's why the only real famous PPD officer was James Noble. Too bad he's gone now. I remember first meeting him after going toe-to-toe with one of Hamadon's monsters right in the center of People's Park. The lead we have is that our murderer may have some associations with the Destroyers. The PPD have noticed that Destroyers have more direction. Lots as of late. Their attacks don't seem random anymore. They're back in Nova. A particular group of Destroyers have broken into an office building and are going on a rampage at this moment. Members of the Power Division went in there to stop them, but that was an hour ago. Our murderer may still be in the building. I'll have to find the member of Power Division and then lead Destroyer. And then the lead Destroyer. You'll be accompanied by two members of your squad, Arya and Riptide. They'll be there by the time you arrive. Right then. Well, we're not going far at all. Let's just go in this door right here, because that's the door we're supposed to go in. Logically. Arya and Riptide stand ready as you enter. Could this Powers Division killer really be a mindless destroyer? hair glowy. I forgot again. Be a big weenie and set my notoriety to -1. Can I say I'm a big weenie? You got a body bag. It's timed? Something is timed here? What the hell? Look for any remaining civilians so we got our information. So we don't have to be on a time limitation anymore. I really am not a fan of any timed missions pretty much ever. Rocket Girl. Hiding, but well, I completely whiffed that. Okay, that's nothing in there. Fishy guy go? I don't know where the fishy guy went. Riptide. I don't know where Riptide went. According to what I have here, it seems like the destroyers are ordered to attack this office. I suppose the destroyers may be more organized than we thought. Perhaps they are the leader. Got a guy named Crusher over there. Named or given the official rank of. I wish I'd stopped missing. Everybody here? Okay, I still don't know where we lost Riptide. Don't stand in the fire. Seems to me that's a pretty useful piece of advice, generally speaking. Do not stand in the fire. Okay. Let's double back here to see if we can find what happened to Riptide. Oh, Riptide. Riptide. Huh. No idea what happened to Riptide. I misplaced my fish. No. Alright, well, we've got an elevator. Yeah, she came with me. Still no sign of, the fish. It's really short range, too. Keep that in mind. Nice for a knockback. Not going to be great for the massive damage. More bad guys upstairs. We're looking for cities. He's an ombre. Okay. Upstairs on this level. What's in here? And this is where we came in, right? Still looking for any hostages. This is not a great location to be looking for hostages because it's got all kinds of little nooks and crannies. You can make for annoying gameplay. Because trying to find stuff can be really annoying. It's another ombre. Well, let's... Big dog. big dog. Where you, big dog? How do you expect us to defeat you if you... Oh, he's fighting the other guy. I'm going to take a moment to myself to concentrate, think about my decisions, and heal up. I'm feeling much better now. Got a bunch of dudes. Not happy with a bunch of dudes. Well, got a while before he comes out of his mind control. We can probably just reinforce it. And if it again. Good. He doesn't really know about diminishing returns, but that's fine. Another little mind control, because it never hurt anyone other than the people that I use it to like defeat them. Possibly kill them, although you never say kill. Usually it's like neutralize. And no. Well, let's hypnotize the Blast Master. Another Blast Master over there. He does have friends. Okay, his friend. He has a friend. I mean, is anyone really friends with the Blast Master? I got my doubts. Still have no idea where our fishy friend went. See any? Yeah, no. I don't think there's anyone up there with him in the way of a hostage. not finding any civilians basically anywhere. No civilians in there. I'm not finding any cities anywheres. Well, we've scoured this room. Did we miss something on one of the lower floors? This is annoying. Particular case is especially annoying because if you're looking for something special, you know, a clue, a hint, something stolen, you get a little humming, thrumming, glowy to find. But in this case, we're looking for people. Did go in here, and there wasn't any biggie. Cleared out this area. But now we have to start being completely analytical about it and searching every little nook and cranny and whatnot. Because if we don't, we have to do it again. Till we find everybody. Cool computer room. You're in my way, dear. All right. They're not in the break room. They're not real employees. This appears to have been completely checked out. Well, this floor appears to be clear. Bonk. I hit my head. It hurt. And over here, same thing, right? Yep. Fascinating viewing, I'm sure you'll all agree. We missed something on the first floor then. Although that doesn't really make sense, as why would they have a second floor if everything we were looking for was on the first floor? But I didn't defeat all of the bad guys on the first floor. However, generally speaking, this is not a fun kind of a mission, you know? Stairs. I think I even saw those before. Sorry, ladies. Rocket girls. Gee, kicked the crap out of the other one. Okay, that's nice. We've got a big dog up and a hostage. Why did they have a second floor? Defeat the destroyer and raid leader. Okay, he must be upstairs then, and he spawns in now. All right, that answers that question. I assume that's the answer anyway. At least the upstairs will be quicker. Given that there are no mobs except the destroyer raid leader. Who has not been kind enough, I'll note, to mark himself on the map. Seems to me that'd be the decent thing to do. What do you expect from destroyers, man? Decency? Presumably, he's in here somewhere. Big Rod Hound? Big Red Hound. Oh, he's the Big Red Hound. Not quite sure what to make of that. Damn it. There we go. Yes. There we go. Pleasure working with you, and she scarpers off. We completed the first mission. Nice. A little more time and effort than it should have required, but my bad. We'll head right back to the transmuter. No luck? That's too bad. It appears our lead on the destroyers was a bad one. Not surprising, given that it was from the PPD. I've spoken with Mr. G, who says that he'll handle the investigation regarding the odd movements of the destroyers. Oh. Also, that man you rescued was just interviewed by TPN. They'll be running a report on your daring rescue later tonight. It's excellent to be on top, isn't it? I always did enjoy it. Well, do enjoy it. I'm still fairly respected for all my past exploits, even if I'm a desk worker for. Let's not get into all that ugly business, however. There's a person out there looking to kill you. We've got to get to the bottom of it. Just remember, I'm here to assist you every step of the way. Take this. It's my contact information. Share it with those people who are on the up and up. You, Earwormer, are most definitely one of those people. Things are becoming grim, Earwormer. The more members of Power Division, two more members of Power Division were found dead. Unfortunate for them, but fortunate for us. The people of Imperial City are whispering about your safety. hoping you can bring this person to justice. I mentioned to someone that I was good friends with you. They told me to give you this. Transmuter hands you a pin with your face on it. Above your face are the words, I support you. Well, who amongst us doesn't support you, dear? Really? You've garnered quite the amount of support in Imperial. Reminds me of how things were for me, back when I first put on the sonic fencing up around Pretoria. I was there when Cole gave his speech about how the people of Pretoria did not need to be afraid anymore of the Hammer. They received terrific applause. It was an amazing day, Earwormer. I'm sure it'll be just as amazing when you catch this murderer. We've ruled out the destroyers, which means right now it's either the Resistance or the Syndicate. Riptide and Arya are investigating the Resistance lead. In the meantime, I've managed to help arrange a little trap set up for the Syndicate. What's the trap? The Syndicate are always after information. Apart from their guns, katanas, and psychic powers, it's their main source of power. There's a lab in Imperial City that they believe has very important information. They believe an insider of theirs will be planting the information for them to retrieve with a squad. However, that insider is dead, thanks to the work of Riptide. Now we can benefit from the knowledge. Stern, Warrant, and Zane will accompany you for this task. You'll be able to set things up, spring a trap with the Syndicate to lure out a suspect in the murder. A woman named Marissa Delaney. You'll be facing a large number of Syndicates, so it may be a little unfair for them. Do you see the joke I made there, Earwormer? I did that all the time when I fought alongside Emperor Cole. I'm sure you did. Obviously, the funny guy in the group. Everybody funny. Now you funny too. Music reference. Let's go in. Because if we don't, I just sit here. I'm ready for a fight. That's Stern. Warrant. And Zane? Zane. Thought for a second it was Zone. Zone would be a better superhero name than Zane. Riptide, coming in. I got some news for you, Warrant. Our Syndicate target is in the building near the front. Looks like she's not taking any chances by rushing head in. Smart move, if you ask me. Good. All three of them are still with me. They still with... Guys. Warrant? Are you having problems with the stairway, Warrant? Warrant appears to... Warrant appears to have temporarily malfunctioned, but... Guys. Alright, we got Warrant. And Zone. And there we go. Everybody's back with me. Wow, they seem to be getting really, really easily distracted. Not liking the sounds of this. As there's been nothing so far. Okay, here we go. This is sent out of the room. We set the trap. Nice, cool, big room, though. Setting the trap. Hold off the Syndicate until their leader arrives. I don't imagine that's too tough. Dogs of coal die. Really? Dogs? Dogs? What would like dogs? I don't think it's necessary. Reduce ourselves. All of my little friends are out of battle now. This is not good. I'm definitely going to fail this. Well, like I said, my friends were of no freaking help, or little freaking help. There were still like 6 or 8 dudes left at the end. Ow. And now I have debt. For the first time, I have experienced debt on this character. Fan. I don't know what that icon means. No, that's the buff I have. Ah, day job. Day job is if you log out in a specific location. There are a number of different locations you can log out in. If you log out in one of those locations, you'll get a buff. Oh yeah, that was probably the day job for logging out in the hospital. But I didn't log out in the hospital, so it was very short-lived. Just because I was in the hospital. I got dang it. So that was humbling. We'd have been fine if my companions weren't fucking losers. Now here's the question. Sometimes all these mobs will come running back to you. As they auto-aggro. Oh, it's her. Who needs to defeat everyone when you just need to defeat the person you need to defeat? You see, they didn't actually defeat me. I allowed myself to be teleported automatically to the hospital so that I could come in behind the person I was supposed to defeat and defeat her. It was all part of my plan. It worked really well, don't you think? Totally the way I had it planned. Okay. It's too bad about Marissa Earwormer. Well, in terms of the investigation, the PPD were trying to track her all this time, of course. Just took one simple operation from Powers Division to bring her in. I think it's fairly telling. You know, when the PPD were first founded, I expressed concern that they would not be able to match the sheer power that we all have. Sure enough, my concerns were founded. Riptide and Arya brought us some possible news. There is a known member of the Resistance here in Imperial now. Goes by the name of Ricochet. She may be one of the killers, but we can't be sure. It's likely that this woman Ricochet is the one responsible for the murders. However, as you and I have experienced, it's also possible this is a red herring. If I may advise, the best course of action would be to split up. We know that Ricochet is somewhere in the tunnels, with another Resistance member by the name of Twitcher. We're also aware that there has been some odd activity by the Resistance in the lab nearby. Lastly, there's some rumors of an underwater cavern somewhere in Imperial. Given that your power easily matches most of your team, It seems it'd be best for you to investigate Ricochet. Riptide is the only other member with abilities to investigate the underwater cavern. Warrant, Arya, Stern, and Zane will stay in the lab and monitor the situation. This brings me back, Earwormer. I remember an operation that myself, Praetor White, and Praetor Sinclair were involved in. The three of us split up to track down some of the early members of the Resistance. The thrill of the chase, the adrenaline pumping. I tell you, there's nothing like it. Right, you have the location of the tunnels, or are we just going to keep blabbing? Oh, I could go on. Here's the location. Warrant will be in touch with you regarding the status within the labs. If anything happens, he or I will let you know. This could be big, Earwormer. Ricochet is a known member of the Resistance. She's responsible for the deaths of dozens of PBD. Some say she's even planted nerve gas in a lab on Nova Pretoria. Bring her down. Put your name out there for everyone to see. If they haven't seen it already, that is. Alright, okay. There will be no more strategic redeployments to gain a tactical advantage, if I can do anything about it. Oh, sewers. Joy. Sewers. Ricochet, the Resistance is here somewhere. Even if she isn't the murderer, bringing such a high-ranking member is sure to make a bigger name for yourself. I mean, to have sewers this deep and this large. Man, endless. Warrant reporting in. Zane, Arya, Stern, and I have breached the labs and are proceeding with the cleanup. Riptide is still looking for any clues in the underwater cavern. I'll let you know if anything he comes up with anything. Objective here, again, will be to fight as little as necessary. But I'm going to err on the side of caution when I have to. Just pulling two groups is bad. Pulling one group, that's not a problem. Thank you. It's the Twitcher. Or a Twitcher. We've got a problem here, Wormer. We walked into an ambush. I'm hurt real bad. Don't know where the others are. Need you to get us help as soon as possible. It's Reese. Oh, that dickweed. Heal up. Reese, huh? Gets knocked out of his position. Betrays everyone. Well, you know, I knew he was a shitbag when I kicked his ass. Leave to help Warrant and the others, or capture Ricochet. Well, I'm going to capture Ricochet. Here. Should I go help Warrant? I'm going to leave to help Warrant. Reese. I never liked Reese. So I kicked his ass, and he betrays the Emperor. What a surprise. Reese is going down. Hard. Thank goodness you're here. It's your team. They've been ambushed. I was only able to get some information from Zane before the communicator went down and nanotech. So, looks like Reese isn't dead. I'll have to change that. It would appear that way. Earwormer, you need to finish this once and for all. He won't stop until he reclaims all his power, which means killing you. I'll finish what I started. No, I'll stop. Oh, start mission, yeah. Oh, I'm just teleported. That works too. The smell of electricity hangs in the air. Reese is somewhere, waiting to reclaim his power. Yeah. Now, about that, Reese, buddy, pal. There's Stern. Earwormer, you made it. Reese, he disabled my teleporter. Need you to reactivate it. Arya. Earwormer, Reese, I'll never forgive him. You need to jumpstart my metaporter. Warrant appears to be on fire. Oh, it's not Warrant. It's Zane? Yeah, Zane. Earwormer, you're a sight for sore eyes. Reese, you've got to stop him. He's become too powerful. For his own good, stop him for me. Warrant. Looks like Reese spared no expense to make sure Warrant suffered more than anyone here. You see a note from Reese pinned to Warrant. Earwormer, come get me if you can. I'll be waiting to finish what we started back in the warehouse. So Warrant, I don't know. It says he's on full health, so I don't know what to believe. But I believe I'll have to kick Reese's ass. Healing himself, that's annoying. Oh, why did it have to end like this? She told me that I would finally have my revenge. A she. Chicks, man, chicks, I tell ya. That was sarcastic. Or ironic. One of the two at least, possibly both. So it's done, Earwormer. Reese is dead. I hope that this is for the last time. I wish I could have been there, I really do. Ever since he robbed me of my powers, my life has been a... No, you don't need to hear that. Doesn't matter how things are now, right? I still have my past, my glory days. That's what keeps me going. I just like how your current exploits keep you going. Reese, however, could not find that spirit of contentment that you and I have. I do wonder, however, who exactly brought him back from the brink of certain death. This matter warrants further investigation. Well, it was a she, we know that. Raider White has made the suggestion that you and the remaining Powers Division go onto your individual investigations, particularly because a woman who wishes to speak with you, her name is Tammy Baker. Yes, I'm Tammy Baker, not Tammy Faye Baker. As far as I can tell, I can put you in touch with her if you'd like. Let me know if you want to get in touch with Tammy. Praetor Sinclair said I would be happy to. Praetor Sinclair would be happy to speak with you, provided that you go through me, of course. Tammy Baker is Praetor Sinclair's personal secretary. Because of that, she tends to have information on every little detail in Imperial City. Oh, is this? I gave him, the Praetor, information a number of levels and missions ago. He hadn't got back to me yet because, well, he was so terribly busy. I actually gave the information to her, but perhaps now the information's gotten through. I also leveled up, which isn't really important, because it's not like I'm slotting a whole shitload of enhancements right now. Tammy Faye Baker. Tammy Baker. Take care, yes. Did you know? Ask about missions. Destroying the destroyers, part 1, skeleton. So, you remember that stuff with the destroyers? She's a brainiac. They've been acting kind of weird lately. Like they've got a direction of a kind. Definitely a direction. Usually just smash things up. But now they have much more direct. Weird thing, too, is that after you took down Reese, we got a bunch of the destroyers making a line for one of the tech facilities here in Imperial. This place, it's like one of those places that store a lot of information, you know. Mr. G and Prater Sinclair always tell me how the best kept secrets are in there. So, here's my proposal, Earwormer. We can stop those destroyers, and by we, I mean you. Get to the bottom of this, of who exactly is giving this direction. I've got a feeling this person is Destroyer's true leader. Taking them down would mean eliminating all the destroyers. That's right. Can you imagine that? Blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. Here's the location of the map. I wonder if she's the mastermind. That would be quite the twist. And one more time we go in. Once again. The destroyers have made a complete mess of this place. You'll need to bring back some semblance of order before you can retrieve the files here. So I have to activate the emergency system and take down Big Bad Man. That's quite the name he has for himself. I'm Big Bad Man. That's not going to be very impressive on the business cards. Just saying. Good evening, Tanaka. How you doing? As always, the algorithm appreciates the attention. Mind control. For me, it's just, more time defeating the enemies of Emperor Cole. I just earned the redundant badge, I think, for the first time. Oh, God, that's a joke. These guys like leaving big puddles of fire around, you know? You would have thought it would be the redundant badge of redundancy, but it just said the badge of redundancy. I will control her mind. You know, the way one does. Rocket Girl. Of course, the famous song by Elton John. Alright, we've got our glowy. So presumably, the big bad man, yes, apparently that's his name, will probably come and want to have a stern talking to me. That turned out the fires, okay. Got an open door over here, so presumably the big bad man is somewhere this away. Uh-huh. Little snot. Do you think I didn't see you there just because I didn't see you there? Again, as is becoming more standard for me here, my intention will be to avoid unnecessary fighting whenever possible. This room's all dark and stuff. Hard for me to make out stuff. That knockback is single target. That's disappointing. I didn't realize that when I selected it. I might have chosen differently. Doesn't look like there's anything along this side that I'm out. Big rooms, man. Big rooms. With scattered batches of mobs. Big dark rooms. There's the big bad man. Just keep hitting him with the mind control, and he'll just stand there and take it like a big goofball. Recover the data files. They are in the middle, seemingly. I hear the glowy. The thrumming of a glowy. There's the glowy. Mission complete. Just like that. No need to defeat all the losers when you can defeat just enough. Yeah, I don't know. Big bad guy. It's big bad man. Even it's just not a great name. I mean, granted, I'm the earwormer, and you understand because I have earwormed you in the past. but it's really easy for someone to look at my name and think I misspelled Earthwormer. A fact which didn't occur to me until days after. What'd you find, Earwormer? Wow, this is shocking. I never would have guessed that the destroyers were part of Praetor White's old gang. This makes total sense. Well, sort of. One part seems weird. He's not giving them the fixidine. Well, he is, but he didn't give it to them originally. What do you think that means? And does this whole thing mean that Praetor White is the one directing the destroyers here in Imperial? This is all getting really intense, Earwormer. Here, take my cell phone number. You can contact me at any time. Anytime. So, I know this might be a bit risky to suggest, but you might want to go bring this information to Praetor White. I kind of get the feeling that, well, he's not the one behind all this. You don't need to worry about him taking you out in the middle of the Magisterium, though. I talked with Praetor Sinclair about the situation. He's going to have some of his, well, agents. They're not especially powerful, but they're fast. Praetor White tries to take a swing at you, they'll swoop in and get you out. How's that sound? Not great. Sounds like, since I haven't seen Praetor Sinclair yet, that I only know the things he's saying through you, and I'm not sure I believe you, but my options are limited. Super, I'll be rooting for you over here. Might even be a lot safer to call Praetor White if you can. Much safer. I'm all about just calling people up to discuss important matters. Well, I would, if I could call him. Earwormer, huh? What do you want from me? I got plenty of stuff to get done today, and none of it's involving having tea and crumpets with you. Show Praetor White your information on me. So, this info's still hanging around. What, you plan on making this public? You want to make something of this right here in the Magisterium? I'm here to make a deal, White. Are you behind the movements in Imperial? I ain't behind anything in Imperial. I got enough stuff going on here. You saw that document. I ain't the one who originally gave them the drugs. But how it is now is how it is. My boys wanted to be strong. The only way they could keep being strong was by staying on that fixidine. I ain't going to totally abandon them, but they got to prove themselves to me, you understand? But I'm making this clear. I only got leashes on the destroyers here in Nova. Whatever's going on in Imperial ain't my call. Now that you got me thinking, though, I'm betting whoever first gave them the fixidine is behind all this stuff in Imperial. Something's going to have to be done about this, White. Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm going to make you a deal, Earwormer. I ain't got the time right now to handle this myself, mainly because if I did, folks would get suspicious. I'll give you the location of the fixidine lab that I got going on. Go in there and blow it up. Make sure the right people know that you went and took out the main base of the operations of the destroyers here in Nova. I'm sure that'll give you all the fame and whatever you want to do with it. Keep it between you and me that I tipped you off, and you keep your mouth shut that I got any links to this. Last thing I need is more problems. I got enough of them putting a hole in that brat Duncan. Got ourselves a deal, White. I'm going to wipe out a destroyer lab. Dun-dun-dun! Lovely day here, as you can see, with the sun. I assume that's an effect from the wall that keeps out Amadon. Amadon being, I can't remember if it's extraplanar or extraplanetary critter that is, well, it's a raid in the main world, and in this world barely was held off from destroying humanity. Make your way through the winding underground tunnels in Imperial before ending up in the tunnels beneath Nova Pretoria. The air here is thick with fixidine. Time to end that. All right. PPD. We need to be on the lookout for that band of destroyers. If Praetor White is directing them. Isn't directing them, then who is? Earwormer? That's right. Me boys. Okay, the knockdowns are not helpful to me, alright? Wow, missed again. let's see. We're here. There's a perfectly good head of cabbage down there. I stole that joke. Do you have any idea how many burritos are eaten in this city every day? Stole that one too. Not a big map. Lots and lots of PPD around, though. Yeah, where before? That's unusual. We'll make him our mind slave. I will take a second here to kneel down and regenerate my energy. My health is fine. Energy's a couple ticks is all I need. You look like you could use a little trip. Are you questioning Crater White? Awful lot of police. Awful lot of PPD. Down. Wow, I just saw him fall from the top. Fall from the sky. Sometimes I wish I was a stealth class. In pretty much every game ever. Stealth classes are like cheating. In a good way. Yes. There was another one walking around over there. Sergeant Mahler? Sergeant Mahler. I'll succeed where Reynolds didn't. Nobody's getting to this stash. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Sergeant Miller, why don't you just do me a favor and stand right there while I take you apart from a distance. Three bombs to arm. One little bomb. Two little bomb. Three little bomb. Ah. There I go. All right, we could go back to contacting Tammy. Earwormer, it's so funny you're here. TPN is running a report from Praetor White about you now. I've got it going on my phone. Check it out. Tammy shows your report. TPN is running. Praetor White is speaking with many reporters about the destroyer menace. He mentions you specifically by name. A headshot of you is shown in the right top corner of the screen. Praetor White explains how you were investigating destroyers in Nova and eliminated their main base of operations. Reporters burst into a murmur, making clarification that it's the Earwormer of Imperial City and not the Earwormer of Orlando. Praetor White specifies that it's you. There was an Earwormer before me in Old Orlando? Now I'm disappointed. Endorsement deals from Praetor White. That's pretty great. But we still have our problems with the Fixidine in Imperial City. Got a feeling about that something will break. If the destroyers in Nova don't have any main stash left, I'm sure they'll be going to Imperial to find the main lab. Destroying the Destroyers, Part 3. Seeing what she started. Those destroyers, they're so predictable, you know? Not like you, or me, or Praetor Sinclair. Mr. G gave me some prime information on the destroyer movements. Prime information. After you took out their main lab in Nova Praetorius, a bunch made a straight line for some of the old tunnels in Imperial City. Seems weird, don't you think? Almost like they either knew it existed or someone told them to go there. I've got the location right here, Earwormer. I think this lead right here is going to get us the information we need, the identity of the true leader of the destroyers. See what I can do down there? Great. Perfect. You'll want to blow up anything you find down there, of course. Most importantly, you need to get any information on the destroyer's leader. I bet it's going to be real juicy and not something boring like, oh, it was a random person who was the leader all along. That would be very unfortunate. It's much less impressive when I leap up in the air and instead of flying, I just leap up in the air and come back down because I forgot to push the fly button. Kind of kills my dramatic moment. Oh, look. A sewer. What a surprise. Destroy the front lab, destroy the middle lab, and take down the destroyer ringleader. Like we are going to find the ringleader then, doesn't it? I'm assuming this is the front lab, and this guy has taken an objection to me setting a bomb. Oh, you stinking, dirty, rotten. This time for sure. Alright, that's the first lab. Now I've got to fight my way. I missed. Twice. He's an hombre, but I like to call him a homber. It really bugs me. Okay, he came alone. No friends came with him. A little surprising. Join me over here. Alright, there we go. I was pretty sure somebody else was on the team. What the hell? What the hell? Am I so low on health? What was that shit? I didn't even notice why I was low on health. Oh, I've got to revive. Well, I'm not aggroed. Let's see if I can get healed up. I have no idea what happened there. All of a sudden my health was so low, I didn't notice that it was going down until it was just really, really, really low. All right. Ow. that? Alright, the second lab, presumably. Or middle lab, for whatever reason it says first, middle. And then the leader. Middle implies that there's a third. Now, is the third with the leader? I don't know. A little bit low on energy. Go ahead. Use inaccuracy. I missed still, even with an accuracy. Inspiration. There it is. Interesting. So we've got something, a tunnel going back that way. I have to say, I doubt this is going to work, but I will try to just simply set this off. And not hold those three guys. Oh, looks like it may work after all. Get out of here. We'll take a look down here. Looks like this is a dead end. I stepped in sewer water. That's just not nice. I've got to get some accuracy slotted because I miss so much. And it feels like these are really inaccurate skills. I'm not sure if that's actually the case or if I just, kind of suck. Take a quick meal again. Oh, she out of her trance, out of her mind control. Out of her mind. Another dead end. I mean, they're just spreading themselves out across the entire area. That's freaking rude. Can't get by them that way. there. Ah, interesting. Links oder rechts? Left or right? Ooh, a blast. Oh, white difficulty ones. He deflected it. That's not right for me. They're deflecting stuff. I'm not missing. They're just deflecting. Okay, those guys hit hard. That is probably what took me out temporarily. Those guys hit really hard. Four bombs to arm to destroy the main lab and take down the destroyer. Got it. Dead end. No reason to fight those guys. They're studiously defending a dead end. No one is supposed to know about this. Who said that? NPC Red Hound. Oh, Red Hound is coming. Quick knee and heal up. Keep in mind, this is not a particularly, well, I was going to say not an offensive character, but he's really pretty offensive, but not offensively spec'd character. Controller, primarily. Rocket Girl, Blastmaster. He's really annoying. Alright, well, we've got Teeth Breaker. Interesting. There's a guy I fought a couple of days ago in the Prime universe. A low-level mission you get. His name is Toothbreaker Jones? Teethbreaker Jones? I can't remember. Toothbreaker, I think. Toothbreaker Jones. So we've got Toothbreaker and Toothbreaker Jones back in the regular universe. We got ourselves an intruder. Come on. Okay. Come on now. You're gonna die today, dog. Seems to think I'm gonna die. See bombs. I think the bombs are up on these elevated platforms. They're ombre. There was definitely one over there, and yeah, there's one here. So we'll mind control the ombre. Arming the first bomb. Three bombs to go. Yeah, I tried to change my aim on that one. Unsuccessfully. Thank you for coming back to me. I really appreciate that, Rocket Girl. Not so enthused about you shooting me after you. Hors de combat. Crusher and Shredder. Oh, so that was the boss. The guy I took down, I think. I don't even remember his name. Three bombs. Four bombs. Destroy the main lab. Are we done? Done? Sure, everything bursts into fire and I exit. Because I'm a superhero, we can do stuff like that, you know? You know, when you're a superhero, you'll understand how this stuff works. It's complicated. No. Tammy Baker. Earwormer, what did you find? Oh my god, what? Praetor Duncan is the leader of the destroyers? She was the one who was directing them all this time in Imperial? What? I didn't see Duncan. Maybe somebody said something about Duncan? I actually have a good Gildan kinmate named Duncan. I'm disappointed by his namesake. This is, wow, this is some crazy stuff. Earwormer, crazy stuff. I always knew that outside of her public persona, she was pretty twisted, but this is something else. Do you realize how big you're going to become, Earwormer? Once you reveal this to the public, oh, this is going to be huge. Yeah, I can see the headlines now. Earwormer reveals Praetor Duncan's operations. Cold debates making Earwormer a new Praetor. We've got to get on this fast. Duncan is going to know what we know about our operations. There's no time to lose. Destroying the Destroyers, Part 4, Destroyer Standoff. Things are escalating very quickly, Earwormer. It's all becoming very exciting, I have to tell you. I've arranged a full report to be given to TPN about the Destroyers, but I think Duncan is well aware of what we would plan to do with this information. Well, to be specific, she's aware of what someone is going to do with this information. She isn't aware of who has it. Maybe she is. I don't know, but I'm betting that she isn't going to be able to make a move directly on you, even when you're basically in Greater White. Point being that, from what Mr. G has told me, there's a horde of 100 destroyers making their way to TPN through the tunnels. They're looking to take down TPN before the news can get out about Praetor Duncan, but see, Earwormer, this is perfect. I've got everything set up for this. Is how? She hands me a bag of grenades. I do have a temporary power. Grenades. Let's, oh, I also have mutagen. Resistance HE grenades. Okay. We'll slot those in the 8 box for now. I also have a mutagen. Prestige attack. Huh. So at least put that in. What if I had that the whole time and just was too silly to realize? That would be silly. Secondly, what's going to be happening right now is that TPN is preparing to film you holding off the Destroyer's horde. This is going to be huge, Earwormer. This will go down in the history of Pretoria. No one will ever forget this. You'll need to get to the TPN campus right away and get yourself ready for a fight. This is with the undercover Scotch and okay. Well, I don't know. Resistance. I serve Emperor Cole. And myself. Not necessarily in that order. I mean, sure. Emperor Cole is awesome and great and everything, but, he needs help. My help. And someday he's going to want to retire and, he'll need help. My help. Looks like there are already some destroyers on the scene. You'll have to hurry to get things started. Well, it's a destroyer. Let's see what the grenade does. Yeah, does a little, not much. I don't do a whole bunch of damage in the first place. That guy hits hard. I have to take a knee. Speak with John Houston and defend TPN from the Horde. I don't like the sound of a Horde. Sure, I've got grenades, but they're not that big a deal. They're nice. I think they seem quite nice. Where is John Houston? Inside? I cannot enter. TPN today. John Houston? Looks like this is going to be incredible. Earwormer, John Houston, TPN. Just let me say, it's an honor to see you here ready to fight the TPN Horde. We've got our cameras ready to roll. Just say the word. Of course. Of course, will be up in the building, watching and commenting as you wait for the Horde. All right, start filming. I'm going to be in big trouble here, I think. I'm definitely in big trouble here. What? You cannot be serious with this. Ten destroyers defeated. Oh, is this just I'm supposed to keep fighting until I'm defeated? That's not very fun. I'm out of grenades. Things have not taken a turn for the better, as I have no area of effect spells. It's just a matter of time before they whittle me down. Sure, it's cheesy, but, you know, What else am I gonna do? No kidding that it was a horde, though. I can get it in that. Don't cheat. So I may make that work after all. It really needs yakety sax. I'm up to 30 destroyers defeated. And I found a really effective cheese method, so I've got that going for me. Cheese works. I can work with cheese. How many more we got? As I can keep doing this all day long. As another superhero would say. I missed. Count 40 destroyers down. This is amazing. Goddamn right. Stop missing while I'm flying. Your accuracy is decreased while you're flying. At least it used to be. A couple more. Looks like there's going to be a total of 50 of them to finish off. I make it, it'll be because a couple of things. Flying, obviously, but also good use of the route. I got at least one more. Destroyers destroyed. Oh, more coming. Seriously? Is this necessary? I am somewhat dubious that we needed yet even more destroyers. More of them. How many am I supposed to defeat? Am I supposed to, like, actually get my ass kicked here? Because that's gonna happen, sooner or later. I mean, I can do this all night. I don't want to. You don't want me to. Well, let's see how many more I can deal. Gather them up together. Hit them with a nice looting AE that does a chunk of damage on them because they don't have a lot of damage. Quite low indeed. Willing to let them defeat me, but gotta take one more batch down. One has to wonder how scared the destroyers are of his skill and whatever. I assume I'm supposed to actually get defeated, because if I'm supposed to defeat all of those guys, then I think we're done here. Says defend DPN from the destroyer horde still. My arm's even hurting right here. I get a pain there. I'm old. If I'm doing too much repetitive stuff on the keyboard. Alright, let's see what state we're in, so to speak. If I'm supposed to actually continue killing these people or what. Ow. right there. I am supposed to defeat these people. Okay, well, I think we can safely say that I'm done for the evening. This is one of the single worst quests I've ever seen in my life. Especially since I'm not really a DPS class. I'm mostly single target. It's awful. I don't know what they were thinking with this one. Absolutely fucking dreadful. No idea, but I'm done with it. Presumably for this character then, too. That's really disheartening. So I'll call it here. About the time I was planning on calling it anyway, but that mission is one of the worst pieces of designs I've ever seen in my life. Awful. Dreadful. But it is, on the other hand, 15, 18, 20 years old. So I'm going to call it here for the evening. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time, although I've got some stuff I need to do, so it's a maybe. But if not on Tuesday, then on Wednesday at the usual time, from 5 p.m. Pacific. Ow, ow, ow. 8 p.m. Eastern. That's really hurt. But I am going to call it here. I want to thank you guys for hanging out this evening. Sorry about that kind of a downer at the end. Don't know what it is. I will check on the net and see what the bleep is up. But I do want to thank you for hanging out. Hopefully you will catch me soon. I'll be back either tomorrow or the next day. Knock on wood. Have a great rest of your evening, and trying to set the reasonable approach again. Hope the rest of your week doesn't suck. Catch you next time. Take care, and ciao for now. Night, guys.